I may have felt that you were getting a little lazy with the music. That's how I felt.
Okay.
You know, that's how I felt. And so, yes,
I
I was
respect
definitely at you.
Okay.
Look, I'm not. My opinion is the end all be all.
Everyone has an opinion, and also I'm never mad when people say that. Whenever people give me constructive criticism, like if somebody tells me you could have went harder on that, I accept things like that. I know that there's a lot of people getting paid to voice those kinds of opinions, so I didn't know if you fell under that.
And I'm going to support. I'm going to support you on what you're saying,
right?
Because
so I didn't know
it's real.
I didn't know if you fell under that category until Chun-Li came out, and I heard what you said, which I thought was very important when you said my opinion can't be bought. And that's why I posted you and I said, now this is some real nigga shit, because I don't mind people not liking a record or a few records. But when they do like something and they come out and say it and they acknowledge when something is hard, then that's just being fair.
What up, everybody? Yeah, it's your boy DJ Flavors. Here with another review. Well, actually, it was probably one of the first amendment reviews, but if you haven't copped that new Nikki album, you gotta cop it. You gotta cop it out. The album is definite fire. I gave it a listen today, and I actually gave it a listen a while ago, and I meant to actually come on here and give my thoughts about it, and then I saw the interview that Flex had with her on Hot 97, and she just basically she aired it out, man. She spilled that yak. It wasn't even about sipping the tea or spilling the tea, man. She poured that Henny out on niggas and went in, you know what I'm saying? And then when you listen to the track, one of the more popular tracks that I like, that's getting some serious play now in the club circuit, is Barbie Dreams, and she did her thing on Barbie Dreams. I ain't gonna lie, man. Nikki, she went in. She put a lot of dudes in check, and she addressed all the haters, all the naysayers, all the gossips, and then she basically, it was like a kind of a comedy thing, like reminiscent of what 50 did with How to Rob. But it was more of like, yeah, some comedy, but there's some truth behind it. Like, she aired a lot of cats out, from Safaree to Drake. She went in on 50. She went in on Young Thug. She went in on DJ Self. A lot of cats got just washed on that track. And I ain't gonna front. The track was tight. Actually, we're gonna play a clip of that track, and then come back and I'm gonna give you my feedback on that one. All right, so you heard the track, and you got to admit, banging beat, production was tight, the lyrics was definitely fire. Can't argue on nothing on that track. She did her thing, and this is actually a very big improvement to me on what Nicki Minaj has done in the past few albums. When she first came out, I was bumping her heavy. She was doing her thing because she was known as a female MC that could hold her own against most dudes and was better than most guys that were doing it back then. And she held her ground, and she was spitting some real fire. And then, of course, the fame and the accolades came, and she did slip it a little bit, and then people, of course, talking about, she had ghostwriters and whatever else. Listen, man, if you could spit, you could spit, because in today's industry, barely anybody even writes their lyrics anymore. And most battle rappers, are the guys you see on like Smack DVD and on the URL and the battle leagues and everything else. Those very few of those dudes actually go mainstream, and if they do, God bless. But Nikki held her ground, and when she dropped this track, she took it back to basics. It was just straight bars, and like I wasn't feeling that collaboration she did with Tekashi 6ix9ine. That was, I'm sorry, I can't co-sign that. It was trash. It was straight basura, just garbage. You know what I mean? I didn't feel it. I know a lot of cats was even sitting there going like, they got at Nikki about, well, how you gonna, do a collab with a dude that's a pedophile or whatever else, or, and I mean, listen, I don't know about this dude's history. I know he had charges pending or something else, but I just don't fuck with Tekashi because the dude is straight whack. Lyrically, the dude is garbage, man. I can't. There's nothing about this dude's, and he's one of these rappers that's a troll. He just gets on and talks a lot of bullshit, and then when and then he ended up getting his ass kicked and robbed out there in Brooklyn somewhere. This whole floss and the whole Treyway thing. It's like, all that online thugging ain't gonna get you nowhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Some real goons is going to check you, and some real goons, his own people's checked him. But that's another story. Talk about, we're here talking about Nikki, and Nikki did her thing. Props to Nikki on that one. Props to Funk Flex for that awesome interview on Hot 97. And normally, I had to get at Flex. Well, I didn't really get at him, but on my gram, I had to like call him out like, yo, come on, man. A couple of years ago on Summer Jam, when Lil Wayne put out that whole thing about Young Money and performing and pulled everybody, including Khaled, Busta Rhymes, T-Pain, anybody who was associated with the Young Money label got pulled from Summer Jam. And of course, Flex went up on stage and was like, if your records don't sell, that's on you. We dedicated to tearing you down, and we ain't fucking with commercial rappers no more. Remember all that shit? Remember all that, dog? Yeah, you was talking all that. And then what? The next, that Monday, you were on the show and you were backtracking, trying to like, yo, we could have had this resolved. Listen, man, pass be the pass. I still fucks with Flex. I like Flex. I like his, Flex's rants is the shit that makes my mornings, man. I put that on and just listen to that dude go off on people. It's funny. A lot of dudes get at him and talk shit about him. You know what, man? Fuck the haters, for real. Because y'all ain't making this dude's money. Y'all ain't in this dude's shoes. Let the man, you know what I'm saying? If he gonna rant, dude got followers, you know what I mean? People like it. Whatever, man. There's always gonna be haters. But back to Nikki on that situation, man. Nikki, you did your thing. I give you props for that. You held your ground, and you got a lot of, your fans and supporters are really kind of like, they're feeling this body of work that you put out, and it's good to see you go back to what you're known for the lyrics and for the bars and just straight beast mode on the mic. I ain't gonna front. That was just straight. You went Beninian. And for those of you that don't know what Beninian is, basically she went bananas. You know what I mean? You gotta listen to this. Go out there and cop that joint. Go download that from your favorite site, stream it, whatever. And just it's called Barbie Dreams. And just get your Hennessy out and take a couple of shots, because you don't need it, my dude. After you listen to this joint, it's just gonna make you amp the fuck up, and you're gonna want to go out there and start smacking the shit out of people that was hating on you. But if you like the content, you like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, share, pass it on to your friends, comment, good, bad, or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm gonna hear from you. Let me know your thoughts on this whole Nikki situation. Let me know what you want me to talk about next, what the next topic you want me to bring up, and we could talk some talk, sip that yak and see what happening. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
And it's so fucked up that everybody on the inside of the industry knows that I write my lyrics and knows that I put so much weight on women writing, and then for one person to do something like this to me out of sheer weakness and passive aggression and just hatefulness and vindictiveness, because you got caught shitting on a person that was taking care of you for years and years, because you got caught shitting on a person who was taking care of you while you were paying for prostitutes and doing all types and stealing their credit cards and doing all types of dumbass shit.
Hold up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up.
How you go?
Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up.
No.
Hold up.